Welcome back to the Ed Show. This is the story for the folks who take a shower after work. Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker is using the Karl Rove philosophy and strategy. Walker is attacking where he is weak. Walker is targeting his Democratic gubernatorial opponent, Mary Burke, and her family's bicycle business. His campaign released a television ad accusing the company Trek of outsourcing jobs to China.
Mary, Mary, quite contrary. How does your fortune grow? By making millions of dollars, sending jobs overseas that could have been done in Wisconsin to countries where women and children might work up to 12 hours a day, earning only $2 an hour.
Only $2 an hour? Interesting.
To be continued.
You mean there's more?
Yes, so much more.
Trek was started by Richard Burke, Mary's father, in Waterloo, Wisconsin. Her brother, John Burke, is the president of the company. Trek manufactures more bikes in the United States of America than any other bike company. It makes its products in Germany and Holland as well as in China. John Burke told the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel the Chinese workers are employed by outside companies, not Trek. However, he didn't know how much they were paid in an hour. He also said Trek inspects the contractors' plants to ensure workers there are not mistreated. Now, Scott Walker's attacks are hypocritical. The governor went from promising job creation during the 2010 campaign to outsourcing jobs from his own state. Reports last week showed that at least 2 companies that received money from Walker's Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation shipped American jobs to foreign countries and also contributed to Walker's campaign. Ruth Conniff is the editor-in-chief of the Progressive magazine. She joins me tonight. And at this hour, the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel is reporting that the Wisconsin Republican Party has filed a complaint against Trek Bicycle. They claim that Trek was dishing out corporate money and helping out Burke in response to this television ad that has been put out by the Walker campaign. It's also pointed out that Walker, more than half his money has come from outside Wisconsin, and 2/3 of Mary Burke's money has come from within the state. Donald Trump and Sheldon Adelson are also contributing to Walker. So once again, Wisconsin has it all, Ruth Conniff. How is this going to play out in the Badger State?
Well, it's a great story, Ed. It's really interesting that the Wisconsin governor's race has come down to a battle over outsourcing jobs. And one of the things that happened today is that the Wisconsin Republican Party is retweeting Senator Tammy Baldwin's tweets talking about outsourcing and supporting the Senate Democrats' bill to bring jobs home. And it's sort of ironic. I mean, I contacted Baldwin's staff, and they said that they were glad to receive support from Scott Walker and the Republicans in Wisconsin for the Senate Democrats' push to end outsourcing. But the great irony here, of course, is that this ad buy that Walker did, the ad that you showed, it's $175,000 for a week to show that ad. It went up, not coincidentally, basically to bury the news last week that Walker's Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation, which he created to replace the state's Commerce Department, has given millions of taxpayer dollars from Wisconsinites to companies that then laid off Wisconsin citizens, Wisconsin residents, and sent their jobs overseas. And so that's a much more significant example of outsourcing. And in fact, Tammy Baldwin, who the Republican Party is retweeting, is supporting legislation to end tax breaks for corporations that outsource jobs, which is exactly what Walker and his agency have been doing.
Well, Trek Bicycle, from what I am told, hasn't taken any tax dollars to ship jobs overseas. And they employ
That's an important distinction.
That is a very important distinction from the standpoint that the people who contributed to Walker's campaign got taxpayer dollars and they ship jobs overseas. So does Walker have any right to go down this road on Mary Burke's family business?
Well, look, all outsourcing is bad. It's true that in 2013, Trek sent about 15 to 20 jobs. Folks who used to make lug nuts and mountain bike frames in Waterloo sent those jobs to China, and that's not great. It is pretty small compared with the level of outsourcing that the citizens of Wisconsin, the taxpayers, have been financing thanks to Walker's Economic Development Corporation, 60% of whose funds went directly to Walker campaign contributors. So, you know, this is a smart political move on Walker's part. This is swift boating. He's taking his opponent's greatest strength, which is her private sector experience, and the fact that Trek Bicycle does employ 1,000 people in Wisconsin, is the largest employer among U.S. bicycle manufacturers of United States folks, and he's attacking her on that, and he's bearing the bad news about his own outsourcing.
And there's no doubt that this is a tight race. The latest polling shows just that. Ruth Conniff, great to have you with us tonight.